Yo, what it is, guys? Mooky here, and today I'm bringing out a new What If series, and this is the 6,000 subscriber special. What if Izuku had a Gundam slash Gunpla quirk? And I know what some of you may be saying in the comment section, and also Xing out of the video and saying, What the hell, Leon? You said that this is What If Izuku was trained by Travis Touchdown. Now let me explain. I still plan on doing that What If. However, I'm doing it when No More Heroes 3 comes out. I'd rather have all the story elements that I can do for What If Izuku was trained by Travis Touchdown. So yeah, I like to do things right instead of just adding things I already know. I want to know more about the No More Hero himself. So it's still coming. It's just not coming for a while until April rolls around. That's all. So yeah, for those who stayed in video and are kind of interested, and for those who didn't press that dislike button because you're fucking children, because I tricked you, or basically hid the fact on what I was really doing, thank you. Thank you for being patient, and thank you for understanding, and thank you for being curious about this video. So, with that said, let's get into this. In this What If, the world of My Hero Academia is also composed of the lore and history of every Gundam series ever told, but as anime, video games, and manga. And also composed of Gunpla kits as well. As years gone by, as many heroes were inspired by the stories of the main heroes of the Gundam franchise, while also many just want to do what's right and just want to help people. But it also inspired the sports of Gunpla battles, warfare, with many celebrities not just being heroes, but also Gunpla pilots as well. So that also begins the story of Izuku Midoriya, born June 15th, as usual. As he grows up, he finds out that he does have a quirk. However, his quirk hasn't manifested yet. With that, the years go by, with Izuku feeling like, does he really have a quirk? Or is he quirkless? Until one day, he meets a certain someone who actually inspires him to try and become something else besides a hero, as he could become that of a Gunpla enthusiast or a pilot as well. With Izuku being confused by the man saying, he tells him that with one door closes, another door opens, and maybe this is his other opportunity to be something else. As soon he gives him that of a model of the first Gundam ever made in history. With soon he walks off, and slight fact, the man almost takes that of a striking resemblance to that of Amuro Ray, as the green-haired boy is confused and why he gave him this figure. As soon he goes back home and actually tries looking up Gunpla, as he sees all of these model kits. Not only that, he also sees tons of videos of people battling against other but in virtual battles, with soon many people becoming champions, almost rivaling the same popularity as heroes. With that, Izuku began getting into this world, as he goes to multiple shops, as even in elementary school, he even finds out that other people have Gunplas as well, and battles them too. With then, as the years go by, Izuku began making his own custom Gunpla as well, with the first one being a mixture of the Unicorn Gundam's head, its legs, with the back having that of the Gundam Exius GN drive, and the pilot seat being that of a pale rider, with the arms of the Gundam Exia Dark Matter, and with it be and the shield being an ABC anti-beam cloak, as he calls it, the Mystic Gundam. This was his first ever custom-made one. When he's 12 years old, he goes to a highly prestiged tournament within Tokyo with people from other city districts facing against one another, with Izuku actually winning the tournament, even though he was a newbie. He was, as people were surprised about this kid who seemed like he was quirkless, who had no knowledge of the sports until now, actually won a prestige tournament like this. To this, many people began thinking of him as a real-life new type. As he started his first day in junior high, he automatically joins their Gunpla club, where he actually begins making friends. And they don't really care about his quirk or anything like that, as they know about his skills. So, because of that, Izuku is actually a lot more sociable than he would normally be in canon. Not only that, with only his first year, he was able to lead the school to winning their regional tournament, which they never have ever done in years. With that, Izuku is actually considered to be their school's pride and joy ace of Gunpla, where, if you guys were wondering, Bakugo is still actually looked down on people, still sees others as, well, nothing but weaker than him. And not only that, he also hates Gunpla, actually. He sees it as unnecessary, pointless, and boring than anything. Especially since Izuku is doing it, since he's quirkless after all, and he still sees him as beneath him. However, when people basically see him as popular, cool, and all that, even though all he's doing is playing with plastic models in a digital field and all that, he just can't accept it. He doesn't know why people like Izuku, because of his skills as a pilot. With soon, during his second year, he actually fought against somebody who nearly gave him a run for his money. A person from another junior high, actually, in the national tournament. As this actually being a girl who used nothing but SD models, actually, and made all her models, well, a lightish blue being, well, aquamarine, and, well, pink. As she destroyed Izuku's entire team by herself, and last being against the two of them, with her model being an SD Gundam Wing Endless Warts model, actually, which Izuku had a hard time facing against it, actually, with him using one of his newest custom models being the Gundam Maximum, as it was the hardest battle he ever had. But however, he still ended up edging out a win in the end. With soon, he wanted to know on who this girl he ended up fighting against being, as the girl being, well, invisible, actually, as he couldn't even see her besides just her uniform. As, yes, it being Toru Hagagore, as she was actually on almost to the same level as Izuku. She was somewhat of a prodigy using Gunpla models as well. As that, from that day forward, both Izuku and her became rivals, which each tournament, when their schools went against each other, it was always them being on one-on-one battles while their team just, well, fought against each other. With soon, the person that won would end up mopping the floor with the others, as it always being Izuku, as Toru always ended up making his, well, models always damaged beyond repair before he helped out his team. as it always ended up close for his club losing in the end. But still, he still ends up winning somehow. With that, the two were that of rivals, but there was a time when they actually met each other in person that wasn't a battle, where they actually did become close friends as well, where Izuku couldn't help of her bubbly personality and always positive. With Izuku kind of always analytical, he was positive from time to time, but he always did get a little bit nervous around how positive this girl was, more than he was. But he didn't mind, actually. If anything, he actually began to like her a lot. As friends, though. With soon, Izuku began his another Tokyo District tournament, as he was really looking forward to this, winning the same tournament that he did when he first started out as a Gunpla pilot, actually. With soon, as all the single matches began, he was already a shoo-in to win for the finals, of course. Not only that, he already knew that Toru would taking place in this tournament as well, so he couldn't help but be happy. But that all changed when she lost to somebody else, actually. And as he was wondering on who she could lose to, as it being that of a hooded figure with no one could see his face whatsoever, but they could see a patches of his hair as it being somewhat light blue in a way. And they could see his Gunpla model, actually, as it being a Gundam Death Scythe Hell Custom, with Izuku actually getting excited for this battle, as he wants to know on who could take down his rival / friend. With soon, the match begins, as soon the announcer introduces Izuku, he soon introduces his opponent, as he just goes by the name Tenko. No last name, and that's just it. As soon Izuku is preparing for this battle, as he uses one of his new custom models, being the Gundam Exia 7 Swords 00 Custom. As their Gunplas were scanned, their digital versions of them were soon appeared on the hologram field, with it as the battle took place on that of a barren landscape on Earth. But soon, their fight now begins, with both Gunpla models going at each other, with Izuku using his Exius GM blade to strike at the beam scythe. With soon, Izuku actually being pushed back a couple minutes earlier in the match, until he activated his Trans Am mode, and then used his avalanche unit, with then using all of the six swords in his disposal. As soon the battle was in Izuku's favor, and he was almost about to win, within the Trans Am wearing out. With that, Tenko's Death Scythe began to get the upper hand again, not only that, his Death Scythe was way faster than a normal Death Scythe should have been in any unit, actually, with Izuku having to wait for the perfect time to strike. But soon he actually found this time, as he brings out his dual beam sabers. With the scythe coming down on him, he was able to stab it, destroying the digital Death Scythe, and then winning the match. But soon, Izuku still is the Tokyo champion after all these years, with Izuku wanting to congratulate his foe after winning. Tenko just left, as he's saying, "I'll remember this loss. Just so you know, there won't be anywhere you could hide from my wrath." As Izuku was kind of terrified of that threat, actually. As soon he gets a hug from Toru, as he begins blushing and she began congratulating him for the win. But she also is a little bit salty, saying that she didn't get the chance to fight against him in the finals though, as he tells her that there's always next year, and he always will look forward to fighting her every year though. And he always says that he looks forward to fighting her in every national junior year tournament though, with her always declaring that she will beat him one day, and that's a fact. With that, it's now time for Izuku's last year in junior high as a third year, with him rushing to school as he stayed up late fixing up his last models for his Gunpla, as they're being the Cosmic Star Gundam and the Grand Arc Gundam as well, as these two being his latest masterpieces. But he did spend all night trying to make them though, and customize them perfectly. With that, Izuku is rushing to school until he sees a battle between Kamui Woods and a gigantification villain. As for Izuku, he's still a huge hero fan nerd as usual, so that will not change one bit. But he does put all of his attention into Gunplas actually. With that, he sees that Kamui was about to end this with using his special move, his chain lacrima prison, until his move was basically interrupted by a newcomer hero being Mountain Lady. With that, Izuku thought that the fight was kind of cool, but especially Mountain Lady's entrance, but she should have coordinated her attack with Kamui Woods to actually lessen property damage, and also both of them could shine instead of just her. As Izuku realized that most heroes nowadays only focus more on themselves and only care more about fame and fortune than trying to help people actually. As he begins wondering, is there any real heroes besides just All Might and the heroes of the Gundam franchise in this world? As he continues wonder this, until he has to rush back to getting to school on time. As usual, like in canon, their homeroom teacher is saying that since they're third years, they should be thinking about their career after they graduate high school, and plans on giving them career aptitude tests on where they would place in society. However, he soon just tosses the papers in the air and saying, "But why bother? All of you want to be heroes after all," with soon everybody activating their quirks. As for Izuku, he's actually looking through his phone, as he was able to, and trying to look at the latest coverage of Japan's International Gunpla Tournament, and seeing the champion himself. Also, I'm going to put some original characters into this, if you guys understand. Hope you can, accept that. So, yeah. As the champion for Japan, his name is Takashi Matsudo, and his custom-made 00 Quantum, as this Quantum focuses more on range firepower instead of its staple always being close-range combat instead. As Izuku always fantasizes of facing against the champion, who's honestly his hero here in Japan besides All Might being an actual pro hero after all. With soon Bakugo's usual giving out the same speech as he normally would in canon, as Izuku doesn't even care about Bakugo actually, as Izuku still dreams of becoming a hero, but he sees it more realistically of becoming, Japan's #1 Gunpla champion instead. But after all, until their teacher says, "Oh, Midoriya, you plan on going to UA as well, isn't that right?" And as soon everybody looks at Izuku, with Izuku raising up from his phone saying, "Huh? Oh, what were you saying?" As everybody begins laughing at Izuku, as they all sing, "Midoriya trying to go to UA? Why would he go there for?" As soon Izuku saying, huh? Oh, yeah, I did apply for the hero course, but I'm not going there for it. As everyone stopped laughing, with even Bakugo, who was about to go to his desk and explode it, just stopped for a split second, surprisingly saying, I got in by a letter of recommendation for their Gunpla course, after all. I mean, sure, I still dream of becoming a hero, so I might actually try out for the, hero course, but other than that, I plan on just going to the Gunpla course to become Japan's next Gunpla champion. With soon everyone saying, honestly, I could see Midoriya doing that. With them saying, dude, he's brought tons of fame to the school, not mostly due to him winning all the national tournaments every year, and it's not going to change this year either. As soon Bakugo getting annoyed that the spotlight that was once his is being taken away by a quirkless person playing with action figures. As he still blows up Izuku's desk, and he's soon sent flying to the back. As Bakugo screams, just don't get a bloated head, Deku! You're still quirkless and you're still nothing to me! Just because you're playing with freaking plastic figurines doesn't mean a damn thing! You're still beneath anyone else here! As Izuku saying, hey, what the heck is with you, Kachan? I'm not getting a bloated head. Just because I'm the best, saying, you're not the best! You're just the best of stupid toys, that's all! As saying, anyone here, and plus you're still quirkless. It means nothing. As soon their teacher saying, Bakugo, that's enough. Do you want to head back to the principal's office from before? As Bakugo saying, but, damn it. And you guys may be wondering, Izuku gets just as much a special treatment as Bakugo would. So in a way, as the school sees Izuku as their biggest, meal ticket after all, since he is a high-ranking Gunpla champion after all, helping them win tons of the national tournaments since he started going there, and also is the long-running Tokyo champion as well. So yeah, they're not letting anyone mess with their biggest star, especially another one of their biggest stars being Bakugo with his quirk and his skills to go to UA, since both of them plan on going anyway. So with that, Bakugo has little power than he normally would in canon, and doesn't get away with half of the shit that he would do. So yeah, hope you guys understand that. But soon, the day goes by, as Izuku was planning on heading to the club until Bakugo actually grabs his old hero notebook, as soon saying, hey, what are you? As Izuku used to do it to, doodle for becoming hero during his free time, he mostly just uses it as, ways to help him understand his Gunpla models a lot more easier, and test out theories with certain new parts and weapons as well. So yeah, Bakugo still blows up his notebook. As soon he tells him, hey Deku, if you ever plan on going to UA, or trying to go to the hero course, or even go to the exam, I'm going to freaking murder you. Not only that, if I do see you at UA, even in that stupid toy course, I'm still going to murder you. Soon Bakugo leaves, within saying, also, there is a chance for you to become a hero and become more relevant. As soon saying, take a swan dive off the building. As soon Izuku getting pissed, and soon screams out, how about this, Kachan? How about you stop being an asshole and you will become a decent hero that people would actually like? As soon Bakugo saying, what did you say, you damn nerd? As soon Izuku saying, oh crap, I better go. As he runs out of the door as fast as he can, and instead of going to his club room, he instead actually runs out of the school instead. with soon one of his club mates being somewhat his closest friend, as his name is Jin, saying, "Well, I thought Izuku was supposed to come to the club," with another one of his club mates, as it being a girl named Suzuya, saying, "I think, isn't that Bakugo chasing after him?" As then Jin saying, "Oh great, looks like Bakugo's at it killing Midoriya again." As soon Suzuya saying, "Should we stop them?" Saying, "Nah, he'll get bored and just leave Izuku alone later on. He must have found out that he's going to UA by recommendation." Ugh, stupid. That idiot. He can't get over the fact that there's somebody equal to him, not by quirk or hero standards, but by popularity and by merit standards that isn't hero or quirk related. As soon the two just left from the window and just went back to their club activity. That's where Izuku, he actually escaped from Bakugo and stopped running, with soon thinking, "Ah, man, nothing never changes. I still run from Kachan every time. I may become more brave, but I still can't stand up to him. If only I had a quirk. If only I had power. Damn it. I'm not yet the doctors say I'm a late bloomer, and yet I haven't shown any signs of it. One bit. It's frustrating." As he clenches his fist, he soon feels like a jolt of energy flowing through his body. As soon he couldn't help but collapse on the ground for a split second after that, thinking, what was that? What just happened?" As soon he shakes his head and stands up, thinking, "No point of heading back to school now. I guess I should probably head home." As soon Izuku decided to go back to get his, notebook though, and then decided to go home. As he was planning on heading home, he soon encounters with the sludge villain once again, trying to steal his body as usual, until he meets with All Might again, with then All Might signing his notebook and Izuku being fanboy as usual. As then he also hanged on to All Might just like he would in canon as he was about to go off. Then Izuku began asking once more if he can become a hero, even though he doesn't have a quirk one bit. Which soon he sees All Might in his deflated form as usual and begins explaining on how he got his scar just like about 5 years ago. But then All Might saying, "Honestly, I know who you are, Izuku Midoriya. You're quite famous for a kid your age. So stick to being a Gunpla. Personally, I don't think you can become a hero without a quirk. And honestly, Gunplas are just as popular as heroes. Focus on that. Don't focus on trying to do something that you can't do. After all, this isn't the Gundam universe, after all." But soon, Izuku is shocked after hearing that revelation from All Might, of all people. But he was prepared for it, as he still is going to become Japan's #1 champion in Gunpla tournament. That hasn't changed one bit either. Soon after, as Izuku plans on heading back home, he soon hears multiple explosions going on, as he sees a huge crowd of people just standing there, as he also sees the sludge villain from earlier, as he wonders, what, isn't that the sludge villain that All Might took care of? How is he? As soon he realized, oh no, I did this. I'm the one that let the sludge villain go. It's my fault. As also, somebody in the crowd says that the sludge villain also has a hostage, and is the reason why the heroes can't get close to them. to the sludge villain, as he soon hears a huge scream saying, "Damn it!" As soon realizing that Bakugo, as he's been captured, and realize that this is his fault, that he needs to change this, that he needs to help in some way, as he's reminded about many of the Gundam protagonists who just wanted to help, who wanted to save their friends, and just wanted to protect the people that they cared about, even though that they were powerless. Some had missions to do, while some others had promises to keep. Where soon Izuku basically ran out to save Bakugo no matter what it took, as he wanted to save the person that he once thought of as his childhood friend, with all the other heroes screaming out to, "What are you doing? Do you have a death wish?" As soon as Izuku saying, I'm scared out of my mind. I don't want to do this, but I keep moving forward. My feet just keep moving, and I don't know why. But if I'm doing this, I have to be brave. As soon one of his bag begins to glow, and then he begins to glow as well. With soon his body begins to change, as it begins to morph into something else entirely, as his body soon begins to turn into that of one of his Gunpla models, as he turns into the Gundam MHA 7 Swords 00 Custom. As soon as he realized that he has something in his hand, and not only that, his body, he can see out of something that he feels like he's wearing a helmet or something, as then certain, numbers and a bar begins showing itself under him. Within, even certain features begin appearing as well, as he feels like something is on his left arm, and he's holding something in his right, as it being his GM sword. With soon Izuku realizing that, is he transformed into one of his Gundams? As soon he swings his sword, as it cuts right through the sludge villain, with the sludge villain actually surprised as he screams in pain, with Izuku continues slicing through the sludge villain, as he begins seeing an opening for him to grab Bakugo. As soon Bakugo sees that of the Gundam face person, as he's wondering, who the hell, saying, "Kachan, are you okay?" As then Bakugo realized that voice, as it's somewhat muffled in a way and somewhat, cyberized, saying, Deku, is that you?" As saying, "Yeah, I don't know, but I'm not going to just sit by and let this thing hurt you, even though you do piss me off from time to time." As then the sludge villain tries to go after Izuku and grab him, saying, "Damn you, kid, if it wasn't for you!" As soon All Might begins to buff up, as then Izuku saying, if this is like my Exia, then this must be, saying, "Transam!" As then his entire body begins to glow red, which soon he grabs Bakugo and brings him back to the heroes, with then All Might soon stepping in, as he's soon saying, "Young man, thank you for that. I appreciate it a lot. But now I'll handle this myself." As soon All Might screams, "Detroit Smash!" As soon the sludge villain goes everywhere, and then even parting the clouds, where it also begins to rain, putting out the fires in the alleyway, with the crowd cheering for the number one hero. As for Izuku, he still looks like his Gundam Exia, as he has no idea how to turn this off, and soon he tries calming himself down, and then a light begins to shine, but soon his body goes back to normal as he holds his Gundam Exia 7 Swords 00 in his hands. As he thinks, did I just awaken my quirk? As soon, the heroes begin to scold Izuku for what he's done, as he could have got himself killed or anything like that. However, soon another one of the heroes also said that his quirk was really awesome, and that even though he did get it, even though he did interfere, he still helped out in some way and look forward to having him part of their agency. As Izuku's really confused, did he really awaken his quirk? As soon, even Bakugo is confused about this and somewhat frustrated as well. With then All Might still getting bombarded by reporters as well, and then running off on his own. After that, Izuku was planning on heading home, as he had tons of calls from his club mates, mostly being Jin and Suzuya as well. As he kindly contacts him that he's doing fine, they have nothing to worry about. As soon he puts up his phone and hears Bakugo screaming, saying, Deku, I didn't need your help back there. I had that villain where I wanted him. As soon, Izuku saying, 6 feet down your throat? As Bakugo saying, exactly! As soon, he also realized what Izuku said, and then he said, saying, shut up! It's nothing like that. As soon saying, just stay the hell away from me. Just because you awakened your quirk doesn't mean a damn thing. As soon, Izuku saying, well, thank you. You're welcome too, Kachan. Soon, as Izuku was walking away, he soon sees All Might saying, I am here, and coming in through like a hero. Is saying, All Might, what are you? As then All Might went back to normal. But then saying, oh, All Might, I'm not going to get used to that. But soon All Might saying, you're not the only one. I'm still getting used to it, and I've dealt with this for 5 years. As then saying, young man, you told me that you wanted to become a hero, even though you already a well-accomplished Gunpla pilot at your age. But even so, when I saw you, a quirkless boy who soon awakened his quirk, step in to save a boy while other heroes didn't, well, I say that's the true heroism of a hero. So for that, I wish to tell you, young man, Izuku Midoriya, you can become a hero. After hearing that, Izuku couldn't help but cry and collapse on the ground, saying, that's it. That's all I ever wanted to hear. Being a Gunpla champion, it was all great and all, but I just want somebody to tell me I could become a hero. That's all I ever wanted to hear. As soon, Izuku continued crying after hearing the words that he always wanted someone to say. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed the merging of, Gunpla universe and My Hero Academia universe as well. I really hope you guys appreciate it. Also, look forward to the next part, probably in the next couple of days or so. So yeah, at any rate, if you guys like this, please like and subscribe, and also hit that bell notification to get up to date with my other videos as well. And also, check out my Discord and my gaming channel. My Discord, if you guys have any what-ifs you want to suggest to me, or just wanted to hang out and talk, or to my gaming channel to see me play a couple of games and just relax a little bit. So, with all that said, this is Mooky, signing out. Later, guys.